Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Dahlia and today we are back on Capri Sun working on my last build video for this island. Today we're going to be tackling all of my beaches. We have a lot of work to do today. I have to build 2 villagers' homes. I have to build Nook's Cranny. I have to build the area around the campsite. So we have a lot of work to do. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you are not already. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you're enjoying this content, and click the notifications so that you're notified of when I post my dream address and island tour later this week. So without further ado, let's head over to the area we're going to be working on because we have so much work to do. Not even joking. When I started thinking about how I would go about making this video, I was like, okay, well, I have, like I said, 2 villagers' homes to work on, my shop, the campsite, and a part of me was like, let's just like include the big areas. Like, let's not bother including like the smaller areas that I have to tackle, because there are a couple of like smaller transitions beach areas. But I was like, you know what, we're just gonna speed this up and we're gonna do everything all together. There are obviously some editing broken down for you guys, because I will be completely honest, I kept my beaches quite simple except for the few areas that I decorated, like with the homes and the shop, for example. But overall, my best friends in today's video are wheat fields, garden rocks, lots of palm trees.
The gang's all here.
Which is why you'll see throughout the course of me building, I just keep adding more and more palm trees to my pockets, because I just kept adding them to the builds, because I really wanted my beaches to be very seamless in the transition from like the beach area to my island land. And quite a few areas that you have connecting to my beaches are fake beaches. Like the beach that's on like the lower half of my island is an entire fake beach on the lower left-hand corner. I have my hermit crab beach on the top right-hand corner of my map. So really I wanted everything really just to be seamless with one another, which is why you'll see a lot of these areas are very simplistic and I use a lot of the same items over and over again. I try to make each area look a little bit different from each other, but you'll see as I go along that a lot of the beaches do look incredibly similar to each other, for the simple fact that like it's a coastal beach island. I'm going to decorate my beaches as similarly to each other as I possibly can. This also took me like 4 days to record, just because I kept like, one thing I do is I keep time traveling backwards to like stay in the correct time zone, because I like recording in like the 6 o'clock hour, just because I like how the sun looks in the sky, because this is probably when I'm going to be setting my dream address to. When I'm doing this voiceover, I've also already finished my villager's home as well. I only did the main house area, but I'm essentially finished this island completely. Like after this video, there's nothing left for me to build. So what I'm gonna have to do is obviously just like check around the island, make sure there's no rocks growing and like no fossils where they shouldn't be. And then yeah, I'm gonna probably have my dream address up on Tuesday. This video is going up on a Sunday, so the new island, when I do my island tour and everything, will probably already be reset and ready to go. And I'm so excited to share the new island, because I have been anticipating working on this particular type of theme for a very long time. I also miss working on Fall Island, so I'm very much looking forward to going back to like the color scheme that comes with working on a Fall Island. This has been such a fun island to work on. And the other island I'm working on right now, my European island, is a very similar type of color scheme because it's also taking place in the summer. So it's going to be fun to transition to a different type of color scheme. I'm also very much in the fall mindset in real life, so my favorite time of year in Animal Crossing to decorate is in the fall, even though I've done, I think, at least three islands in the fall so far to completion, but it's my favorite. It's my favorite. I love the furniture you can use. I love the colors of the trees. I love everything. I love all the various leaf pile colors. And with the new theme, I'm definitely going to get to utilize a lot of more natural, more woodsy type of items, which I'm very excited for because I haven't done an island like that in a bit, so I'm really looking forward to it. But anyways, we're still on this particular island, and I haven't really been talking much about the actual builds. The entire left side of my map until you get to the bottom was essentially just filler. So I did a lot of really simple transition spaces using some beach items, using some hermit crabs, using like you saw, the wheat fields and the garden rocks, and just kind of making every area look slightly different from each other, but still kind of staying within the same theme. As I'm getting lower to the bottom of this map, as I mentioned, if you haven't seen that video, I did an entire fake beach area on the bottom left hand corner of my map on the land. So I wanted to create some areas on the actual beaches that kind of look like more of a public beach kind of space with like the lifeguard chair and such like that. So that's why you saw me use more of those items as we got further down on the map. Now right here is the first, I guess you can say, themed section that I had planned. I really wanted to do kind of like beach huts. They look a little bit more like very small kind of beach huts that you would find where people can like rent out on like a public beach, or like it was kind of, I started this with like the intention of like wanting to use the Cosmo shower as like a little beach shower area, you know, where you can like kind of like wash off after being in the ocean. And it kind of just expanded from there. So whether you want to believe that this is a bigger building than it is, or if it's just like a small building with like a shower and a curtain, I don't know. It's so cute. I'm really pleased with how it came together. And as you can see, all three of these little areas are exactly the same because I really wanted to keep it very cohesive. Because I have this fake beach behind it, I wanted the continuation to look as natural as I possibly could make it, while still making this particular area look unique, if that makes any sense. And I'm really pleased, really pleased with how it came together. You'll see me throughout the video using this, the sandy tiles, which is those little pebble stones. I'm not showing the placement of each one because this is such a trial and error type of custom design that you really just kind of place down and fiddle with until you're happy with how I placed it. So you'll see me use it, but you won't see me place it. I feel like I've used it quite a few times on this island so far. I've also used it on previous islands in the past. So you guys have a general idea of how it is meant to be placed down. But you'll see I do use it quite a few times throughout the video because honestly, it's a great path to use on sand. It is meant to be used on sand. I've also used it on grass as well, and it is a great little flooring to put in some areas. I use it around the Nook's Cranny, as you guys can see, and then I use it along this entire left side of the beach area. So I moved on to working on my Nook's Cranny, and I knew I wanted to do kind of like a sandbar type of thing, like a very small kind of like corner store that serves food, and that has like kind of like a bar that's right directly on the beach. So I'm putting some tables and chairs along this area that serve like drinks, french fries, like traditional things you'd see on like at like a little diner type of style build at a beach. if you understand what I'm saying.
Remember, rip it, roll it, and touch it! It's like he's trying
trying to speak to me, I know it! You know, you're really cute, but I don't know what you're saying!
When I had originally put down Nook's Cranny, I hadn't directly decided what I wanted to do with it yet, so it is kind of like at an awkward angle on the beach, but at this point, I'm way too lazy to move it because it would require about 3 days of time travel because I'd have to move it and then move it back. So I was like, you know what, we're just gonna deal with it the best that we can and we're gonna make it work. I originally had some surfboards right here, as you guys can see if you saw earlier on the clip. It blocked the pathway here, and I wanted you to be able to walk from the beach down towards this area, and I wanted to include some like outdoor amenities that people can like purchase, you know, like odd things. Like, so I put the retro ice cream shop stand and some other things just to kind of make it look more like as if it's a like outdoor style diner. I'm still conflicted about what to technically call it, but it's kind of like when you're at a public beach and then there's like a shop that sells food.
Oh. Okay.
And like other basic amenities and things like that. And then to kind of add a little bit to the aspect of like it being like a place you can buy food, I also put a grill and like a fish on the on the chopping board back there because like I don't know, I felt like it was necessary to include like a barbecue, just to enhance the whole like food aspect of the build. Now I moved on to Audie's. I did customize her house as well as O'Hare's, who is the other villager we're decorating in today's video. Audie's house has essentially been in this exact spot since she moved on to the island. She was like another villager. It was another villager's home until I got her, and I always wanted to do a beach house build for her. I didn't know where exactly it was going to be, and this just kind of, I settled on this because once again, it's not like I was lazy to move it, but like it just kind of like, it sits in this area perfectly well. She's like a little beach, she's a beach girl, you know.
My job, it's just beach.
Right. And what a good job you do at beach.
Like she just works best closest to the water. So she's right off my little dock area from my entrance. And I kept it very simple. All of my villagers' homes on this island are incredibly simple. Much more simple than I traditionally do for a lot of my villagers. But I wanted to really just focus on the actual island and not like try to make creative or fancy builds for my villagers. So I kept it very simple. She definitely has more space than quite a few of my other villagers do. So she gets a little bit more of a luxurious placement. And a couple more items, but Audie is one of my favorite villagers, if you didn't know, so it's only fitting that she gets her own little special little area on the island.
If you're saying I play favorites, you're wrong. I love all my children equally.
And once again, nothing particularly special about this build. I kept it really simple and just decorated with beachy items. And, you know, she likes surfing, she likes fishing, listening to music, chilling on her little hammock, and that's essentially it. So, one of the last areas I knew I had planned in my head when I started working on my beaches is that I really, really wanted to do another kind of like public pool area, but this time on the beach. I did download this 2-tile pool design earlier on when I was decorating my island, and I've only ever used it once. A part of me really wanted to use it for a villager's home, and I just never got around to actually making one. So there is like a public beach area that's attached to the build for my Able sisters, but look how like nice this custom design looks like on the beach. I did shrink it a little bit to make it look a little bit more fitted within the space. But then once again, I'm using these sandy tiles, and I did use the sand tiles all the way around in the full version. And now I'm using like the broken part to kind of like section the areas off and to kind of like, you know, like you see what I mean? Like it kind of like started off full and then it kind of like just breaks apart. Like it looks like it's naturally been like eroded by sand and the weather or whatever. And once again, doing another sitting area because sitting areas seem to be the go-to build idea for today's video. But what I do like about this one is I did use different items. I'm using the ranch tables and chairs, or the ranch chairs with the these tables whose name I cannot remember right now, but you know which one I'm talking about. And they just look really, really cute. They look very, very cute. And to mimic what I did for the pool build that I did previously, I'm using the double parasol beach chairs, and then just putting them on the edge here. Honestly, everything fit perfectly within the space. I still want you to be able to walk around the space and to not have issues getting around. As I've stated time and time again, when it comes to my islands, I want you to be able to walk in the spaces. I don't want them to be like so crowded that you can't even walk around. I am experiencing significant lag now because my island is completely full, but I still want you to be able to walk, you know? Like, I feel like that's something that your island should always be like, I don't know. I feel like you want to get pictures of your villagers looking all cute, you know? And like, how is it possible to get pictures if they can't walk in your areas, you know?
Did you just take my picture?
I'm yearbook mom.
Did I ask you to take my picture?
So right beside this pool area is my campsite. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, up until like a couple weeks ago, I completely forgot about my campsite because it's just been in this bottom right hand corner, and I haven't decorated on this section of my island in a really long time.
Woo! I want it that way.
Ah, chills. Literal chills.
It was number 5. Number 5 killed my brother.
Oh my god, I forgot about that part.
So I'm like, you know what, we're gonna keep it simple. We're gonna do some kids tents, and we're gonna make this like an outdoor camping area. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy, very, very simplistic. But with the kids tents, I feel like it ties in really nicely with the campsite. I might even just grab a villager to be in the campsite for my dream address and just kind of have everything kind of like look like it's very matchy. And then over here I threw a little fire pit with some log stools, and just, you know, we're keeping it simple, we're keeping it cute, because once again, this is still a beachy natural island, even though I do have more city than natural because I have all my streets and everything. But I want to still add that like little element of more nature looking areas. And what's better than a fire pit, you know? This entire summer is now officially over. We have a fire pit in my backyard, and we haven't had a single fire all year. I was mentioning that the other day, and I was like, we need to have one, because the weather's actually still been really nice where I'm living. But the weather's going to start getting really, really cold. Like, the second I start to say, oh, the weather's so nice for this time of year, it's going to be like freezing cold, which I'm so ready for colder weather. But like, you got to take advantage of a fire pit and have like a marshmallow. Like, I feel like I missed out. I don't know. I'm really sad. We haven't done a single one all year. I can't believe it's already September. Oh my god, I can't even believe the summer went by so fast. But nonetheless, we say this every year, you know? It gets towards the latter half of the month, latter half of the year, and we're like, oh my god, I can't believe it's August. And then you're like, I can't believe it's November. Then suddenly it's the new year. And this is my favorite time of year. Like, September to December is my favorite time of year. I'm such a holiday person. But it goes by so fast. It's insane how crazy time goes fast. It goes by, you know. I feel like an old person saying that, but it's true. It's so true.
We seem to be I'm old! I beg your pardon? Oh, I'm like the Crypt Keeper!
But getting back to the video, we're now working on Hare's house, last villager's home to work on, last big build area to work on, and I kept his house very simple once again. He has a little less space to work with than Audie, but honestly, this is the only spot I could really put his house. So I kept it simple, I kept it very cute. I really wanted to include him around the hermit crab area, but there wasn't a single space on the beach that really fit his house that I thought worked. And I'm like, okay, we'll just put him on the side. It's still perfectly fine. I mean, if he was the only villager's house on the beach, I would be like, okay, this looks a little bit awkward. I do have 9 villagers, so I could have technically added one more. And like finished off with like 10 villagers and include another one on the beach, but with 2 villagers on the beach, I'm pleased. I'm okay with it. Yeah, this is what you get for not planning out your builds, people. Just plan out your islands a little bit, okay? Don't be me. Plan it out a little bit and you'll be fine, you know? Yeah. Anyway, I'm finishing up this last area. Like I said, this is next to the hermit crab beach I did a couple videos ago, and I'm really just kind of expanding on from what I did with the hermit crab beach. I'm adding some boats on the bottom left bottom area right here on the beach to mimic what I did on the back of the area, because there's a bunch of boats there too. And then I'm gonna put some hermit crabs on the actual sand. But anyways, that is everything for today's video. Like I said, it took me several days to complete because it was just like so much of the same thing that I wanted to make sure that things looked different and everything, like, you know, came together well. And at the end of the day, I'm really pleased with how everything came together. But I hope that you guys liked today's video. If you did, make sure to drop a like, comment down below if you haven't already, subscribe if you are new to my channel. Like I said, Dream Address will be going up in the next couple of days, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys!